back to my channel. My name is Laura, and today I'm going to share what's happening in the month of April. There are 2 readathons that I am going to be participating in, plus I have some book clubs that I belong to that I'm going to be reading some books. So I'm going to share with you my this is my monthly calendar, and I made this. I covered up a Dollar Tree calendar, and inside here is my calendar, and I made this cover and I covered it up, and I also made the back cover of my favorites of 2015. So I covered this book up, and inside is the calendar. So I'm going to show you the month of April, and my April calendar looks like this, and I decorated it with Easter. I know Easter's in March, but I decorated with bunnies in spring, and I have my challenges written here, and the challenges over here, and then I have the books that I'm going to be reading are written within here, and who I'm reading the books with. So I'm going to share with you what I'm doing in the month of April. So in the month of April, there are 2 readathons. One is the whole month of April. Janie, the Bookworms buddy, is hosting a Read Your E-Reader, and I will put her link to her channel below. It's the whole month of April, so she wants you to read your e-reader, which that's a big challenge for me because I don't like reading my e-reader. There are 13 challenges that she has, and I will link below. It's like a book with 300 pages, a free book, a library book, first series, a white cover, a spring book, a sequel, a first-time author, a standalone, an over a year, a most recently downloaded, and set in another country, and out of your comfort zone. So I wrote these all down on my little list here. These are all the challenges. I wrote it down. I am not going to be picking out my books for April for this. I'm just going to be whatever I feel like reading, I'm going to read, because every time I set my TBR, I never follow it. So, yeah, so that's the first readathon. The second readathon is, it's called hashtag TBR Takedown 3.5, and this is taking place on April 8th to April 10th, and it's hosted by Shannon by Leaning Lights, and I will also put her channel and her link to her description of the readathon below. And there are 4 challenges, and the 4 challenges in her readathon is 1, to read a standalone, 2, most recent haul, 3, been on the shelf the longest, and 4, catch up on a series. And again, that starts from April 8th to April 10th. So there's lots of reading, and I am not setting my TBR for that. However, I do have 5 books picked out to read for the month of April, not including the stuff I'm reading for the readathons. Okay, so my TBR, I'm going to show you my TBR for the 5 books that I picked out that I want to read and I'm reading with book clubs. Okay, so on April 4th, Read with Friends is reading Big Little Lies by Leanne Mority. Leanne Mority is like one of my favorite authors. I read a lot of her books. I read The Husband's Secret. I read What Alice Forgot. That was the first book I read by her, and I really loved it. I also read The Hypnotist something or other. I did pre-order this one. I bought it when it was first released. I have not picked it up, and I haven't had time to read it. And they are reading it from April 4th to April 11th. So I am definitely going to be reading this in the month of April. So that's this one, and I don't want to know anything about it. She's an author that I really love, so and it's an adult book. So that's the first book. Okay, so the second book that Read with Friends is reading, I'm going to try to read. I do not have it. I will put the link below above. I just learned how to do it. The second book that Read with Friends is reading on April 18th is Station 11, and I will put the link to the book above. So we will read that on April 18th, and I will get that one from the library. Okay, so what else am I reading? I have, I joined, I don't know if anybody has heard of this, but there is an app for your iPhone. I don't know if it works on Android, but my iPhone, I have downloaded an app called Amino Books, AMINO Books, and it is amazing. It's like Facebook, except it's all about books, and I've been obsessed with the site. So you can vote on books, you can put favorites, you can blog on it. So I've been blogging, I've been putting my YouTube channel out there. There's a lot of teenagers on that site, but I'm trying to get some adults involved. So yeah, so I'm letting you know. It's called Amino Books. It is free. It's in an app. It's an app in the App Store. So come and join me. I am using the same username, Mom2Triplets04, so you can follow me. And yeah, there's chats there. I've been chatting with people about books. I've been voting on books. I love voting. I could stand there for hours just voting on what should you read next. I'm voting and voting, and this is so much fun. But it's taken away from my reading time, but I'm really, really enjoying it. So anyway, so I found a new adult chat room, and I've been chatting and voting, and we are going to be reading this book together, The Edge of Never by J.A. Redmersky. So we are going to be reading this one, so I can't wait to read that with them. So that's the third book that I'm reading. Then there are two books that I picked out. I'm reading with one is with Janie, the Bookworms buddy. We wanted to read a Jodi Picoult book. It's an adult book. We wanted to read this one together, and the book that we chose to read is The Pact. I don't know what it's about, but Janie owns the book, and I own the book, and we hope to read this in the month of April sometime. So that's this one. And another book that I promised someone who subscribes to me that I would read this with them, and I did note it down. So I am going to be reading a book, this one. I think it's an adult book, What She Knew. I wrote it down to read this in April, and actually Lear Marty quoted on the top, which is really amazing. An amazing, gripping, beautiful written debut. So I am going to be reading this book, and I'm going to be I think I'm going to put it on my Goodreads group. This way you could comment, and if you want to join along. I am reading this with WTF Are You Reading? So yeah, so if you're watching me, I am definitely going to be reading this in April. And I am going to be putting it on my YouTube channel, on my Goodreads group, so we can comment and comment while we're reading this. So that's that one. And I think that's all the books that I chose for. Actually, I am definitely going to be reading those. So all the other books I'm just going to pick when I'm not going to pick a TBR. So those are the ones that I am physically going to be reading. So that's this one, including the Station 11. I have to get that from the library because I don't own that one. So this is this. So anyway, stay tuned. Hopefully April will be a better month for me to read. Right now I'm in a reading slump, but I think it's because I downloaded that app. I've been just going on that app. I don't feel like reading. So yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.